Pain when doing double unders. So for us, we have to make sure that whatever exercise causes that pain, for this example, it's double unders, we have to assess the double under itself. You can't continue to just stretch the pain away. Well, you can, but then when you go back to doing double unders, nothing's fixed, and then the injuries are going to reoccur, or the pain. And what's worse is if you have a pain, you're probably going to start to compensate with the other side. So then other issues, stem from that. So let's take a look at this one first. The complaint is calf cramping on one side, which is very common. So the fix is, let's take a look at it. So if you look, what's happening here is from pushing off, you can even tell by the calf itself that it's like only the right calf is doing the pushing. And then the left one's just kind of coming along for the ride. You could take a look right there. And then also on the way down to absorb it, you can see that this leg is bowed out because there's so much pressure coming down on it. So you can see that right when it hits, it's being pressed out. So pretty much all the weight sitting on that right side. So it's very common that people favor one side, and that could be causing a whole host of problems, because if you look, when he comes down, all that weight is supported on that right leg, and you can even see that because it's overloaded going out like a bad squat, then this has to cave in right there. So landing as well, you can see clearly that the foot lands first and takes on all the weight. So the fix for that could potentially be making sure that you utilize and use both sides. So pushing off this leg, the left leg, as much as the right leg, so then it takes on half of the force, so half the impact. So the key would be trying to pin the toes together, the feet together, and push off and land with that left leg. So that could help. On the right side, the complaint from double unders is right knee pain. So let's take a look at that one. So a little bit of pushing off of that right leg, a little bit more than left. Again, very common. Landing's kind of similar. But what's happening here is, look at how both ankles cave in. So if you look right when it lands, both ankles cave in a lot. So for us, we don't avoid it. We don't just stop doing double unders altogether. We have to figure out what's causing that to happen. So both ankles caving in, they're almost like knock knee on like a squat, right? Or the ankles are knocking together. So from this double under, the recommendation to figure out what's wrong is pretty much when you absorb force, like a squat, a deadlift, Olympic lift, you should be able to use the hip and the knee, or the muscles around the hip and the knee, right, and the ankle. So one of those things, or multiple muscles, something's not working. So we have to figure out which one of those are not doing its job, because when he lands, the glute should be on, the VMO should be on, and the calf should all do its job, so that when they land, the knee and the hip and the ankles bend in kind of more of that up and down pattern. So right now, when he lands, it's a lot of calf, and then when the calves can't take it anymore, then you'll see everything kind of collapse in. So to sum it up, all of our primers that we do for warm-up is to try to figure out, when you bend the hip and the knee and the ankle together, which one of those muscles around it are not working. So there's definitely something that's causing this, and usually the question is, what muscles are you not using? Because you could clearly see that this leg is overloaded, right? The calves are working overtime, but then maybe the VMO here or the glute here is not doing its job. So that's what's causing that knee pain. So instead of landing in the muscles, it's more joint. So landing in that right knee, especially when the ankles collapse to push off of that. That can't be good long term. So our goal is always to assess the movement that causes the pain, so we have a better understanding of where it's coming from, and then when you understand where it's coming from, then we can start to fix it. So if you have calf cramping or knee issues or low back issues, double undering, start to ask those questions. If you have videos, take one from the back like this so we could take a look at it, and you can always send it my way, and then we can help figure out what's causing it.